how many songs do you cut versus what's the ratio of cutting versus finding their way onto an album eventually somewhere?
Dude. There's like,
is it 5 to 1?
I used to say this I say this like a while back.
Dude, that's your answer.
It's become more now, but like I feel like for every song that they hear, there's been 500 that will never see the light of day, and it's becoming less now because like before,
you think it's actually okay.
Sorry, go ahead. As the artists get bigger, that number gets less and less because they're getting better. They're not developing anymore. They're not just experimenting. They're doing things intentionally, purposefully. So then now, like, okay, fine. We'll do like 10 songs, 2 or 3 of them will come out.
Interesting. And then, so that at the higher level, it's maybe 3 or 4 to 1. Like you cut 4 records and one of them gets kept.
Shit, yeah, maybe if you're lucky, maybe even 10 to 1.
10 to 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
But dude, there's definitely been times like I've said this before. Like when I first started working with Thug, like in that first year or so, we did over 400 songs with just me engineering. There were 3 other engineers at that time. So I did about 400 or 500 songs, and I want to say maybe like none of them have come out. Maybe one has come out. Maybe a feature or 2. Like there's so many dope songs that we forget about also. Like he forgets about also. Like everyone forgets. He's like, oh yeah, well, it's impossible to keep track of so much. And to keep track of the names and stuff. Like, you just have to, like we went through that phase where we went through the drive and like went back, me and Geoff, just listening to everything from 2016 on, where we were just listening to songs that everyone had forgotten about, and then putting them in folders and, putting them like, okay, this one fits this genre, this one fits this genre. Oh, this one's cool. Maybe the beat could be redone and stuff. And we just, whenever there's not much going on, we'll do stuff like that. Then sometimes it'll get used, sometimes it won't.
Wow. That's so many records. And then so do you ever release those beats back to the producers? They just kind of exist and maybe they'll get.
Well, that's
just goes.
That's what Geoff says. He was like, can you imagine, like when we were doing this, that's exactly what he said. He said, bro, can you imagine all these producers that, they can't put their beat out, but they're not getting anything off it or whatever. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, and the engineers too, all the hours recorded. He's like, fuck that. Sorry. Hello?
You're all good.
Yeah, he was like, you guys get paid.
He said, fuck that.
You guys get paid. You guys get paid for your work. So you have no reason to complain. Engineers, like you get a day rate. You're there, you get paid, and that's it. So you got paid to do that. For a producer, they don't get anything. And then I was like, okay, cool. When you put it like that, I was just worried about, your work not seeing the light of day.
People always talk about like the famous Prince vault. Prince said, I don't know, he wrote in his will or whatever before he passes, like nobody is authorized to put out anything without the blah, blah, blah. And so there's apparently like hundreds and hundreds of, Prince songs that were like fully live music in the studio. I didn't realize that there's probably thousands of Thug records and thousands of Chris Brown records. I'm talking to Tizio. It's an insane amount of music.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. There's that's what they do, man. And like, it's just, there's so many older records, which, they're dope records, but you can't put them on now because it's a different time. You can tell, like, they don't really sound, I don't want to use the word dated, but they sound like they were from, like a fan would be like, oh, this sounds like 2017 Thug. This sounds, you know what I mean? This sounds like this.
Yeah, the culture was different, and it's like when you're really driving culture, yeah, you're defining eras. I'm sure the stuff from 2016 sounds like probably be dope. I'd love to hear it, but I'm sure people would love it. But yeah, you can't put it out. Maybe there's like 10 years from now, you guys are doing, like Bob Dylan does the bootleg series. There's like 40 volumes of it, and there's like rehearsals and shit. You guys will be able to put out like hundreds of albums. It'd be so insane.
Yeah, with the leaks and stuff. That's what I hate the most. Like the dope songs that get ruined because they leak.
Thanks for watching. Just a reminder, all of this content is free. There's no secret knowledge here. There's no Patreon. We don't read ads. We don't have sponsors. We're just trying to build a knowledge base. All that we ask in return is that you share it with somebody. Thanks so much.